Hi there, this is Laura from Mom Envy, and this is how you use the Digital Goal Action Plan. When you download the file, you can import it into any sort of digital planning app. This includes something like GoodNotes or Notability, or you can just use it as an interactive PDF. So when you first open it, you will get your first cover, and then once you scroll past, you will go to a page where you can write down what your name is, just like in a traditional planner. On the left side of every single page, you're going to have up here in this left-hand corner, this little house. When you click that, it'll take you to the very front cover of the book. It's just a way to close the book. Then underneath of that, you're going to have these little lines over here that look like an index because they are an index. So when you click that, that'll go ahead and take you to our index. On the right-hand side, you're going to have tabs that will take you to each individual goal. You have up to 10 goals within this one digital notebook, so you can use it multiple times. In addition to the goal sections, over here, our last two, we also have a notes section and a template section. So I'm going to show you what is inside of each goal section. So when I click goal 1, you're going to see my index on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side, it says goal 1, and it has an open space where you can write in what your goal is that this section is all about. Now, every single section for goals 1 through 10 will look the same. But up here at the very top, you're going to see additional tabs. These tabs only are for that goal. So, for example, up here it says brain dump. This tab will only take you to the brain dump for goal 1. Every single goal has its own set of top right tabs. So, with inside each section, the very first thing you're going to come to is your brain dump. When you click this tab, it takes you to two different pages where you can do the brain dump portion. After that, you're going to have your long goal. If I click on that, you'll see that it takes me to where I can write down what my long-term goal is. I can talk about what my reason is for choosing the goal, the date for when I'd like to achieve the goal, what are some obstacles standing in the way, what is my focus word for my goal journey and why, and how will your life change if you achieve this goal. Then, if I scroll down, it's going to take me to the second page for this section. This is going to be my obstacles and how to overcome them. So this is where I'm going to fill in my possible obstacle and how I'm going to overcome it. Then up here on our next section are mini goals. This is where you're going to fill in what your mini goals are for the large goal that you've chosen. I've given you a spot for up to 6 different mini goals, but you do not need to pick 6 goals. This is just for people who want to have up to 6 goals. If you only have one mini goal, 2 mini goals, 3 mini goals, that's okay. But I wanted to give enough space for people to be able to do up to 6. If you're doing more than 6 mini goals, you probably need to split the goal into more than one goal. After our mini goals section, then you're going to come up to our action section. This is where you're going to come up with your actionable steps. You should have one actionable step for each mini goal. So this is where you're going to fill it in. Again, I have up to 6, but you do not have to use all 6. The next section is going to be your inspiration section. And this is where you're going to talk about first how you are going to reward yourself. You're going to come up with a list of possible small rewards, and then you're going to come up with some possible large rewards. Then after that, you're going to make a plan. You're going to write down what the accomplishment is that you're going for, what the reward will be, and the date that you earned it. So in the beginning, you're going to just go ahead and fill in this whole section without the dates. And then once you've earned that goal, you're going to fill in the date to keep track of it. On the left side, you're going to find your vision board. You can do with this whatever you'd like. I like to take pictures that I find that will motivate me for this goal, and I'll paste them here, and I'll just write like 1 or 2 words to just, represent what my goal journey is going to be. On the right side, you can write in inspirational quotes and affirmations that will help you with achieving this goal. This is like a page you want to go to when you're getting really frustrated and you're feeling like you're not making any success. This page is what will help motivate you to really focus and work towards those goals. This next section is just a blank calendar. It is meant so that you can go ahead and make an actual concrete plan. So maybe you're going to be working on healthier living and you want to make sure you're moving your body a certain amount of times per week. This is where you can actually write down your plan for what you're doing. Or maybe you want to start having more of a bigger role in your job and you want a promotion. This is where you're going to fill in things like maybe there's going to be a class that you're going to take and you want to write the date. Maybe there's a webinar you want to go to. Maybe there's some sort of socialization activity that you want to go to, like a meet and greet. This is where you're going to fill in your actual calendar dates. And you can copy this and use it multiple times within your planner. So that way, if you need to go for over more than 1 month, no problem. All you're going to do is copy this page and then insert the page right after this one. After the calendar section, you will get to your tracking section. This section is blank because you are actually going to use this to put in your own trackers that work for you. I didn't want to put in every single tracker that I had because then it would honestly be a little bit of a mess. It would make this book feel very cluttered. So instead, you're going to paste in the tracker that works for you. And I'm going to show you in a second where you can find that template for the trackers. After the tracking section, you have a review section, and this is where you're going to just pause to review and reflect how you're doing. You can copy and paste this page if you want to do this multiple times throughout your goal process. So as you can see, the first section is just talking about how's your goal coming, what else do you need to do to get to the end, and has your goal timeline changed at all? Then there are a couple of pages to make adjustments. If you need to make adjustments to your mini goal, this is where you would do it. If you need to make adjustments to your actionable step, then you would do it here. Maybe making adjustments isn't enough and you need to make all new mini goals and all new actionable steps. These 2 pages will help you with doing that. Then at the very end, you will have a section to reflect. You can either come up with your own reflection question, you can just write freely, almost like a diary, or under my templates, I'm going to show you where you can get some ready to go reflection questions that you can paste in. So, other than each of our goal sections, I told you I have a notes section, and this is just where you can keep notes. That's just general notes of working towards whatever goals. But then here comes our really important section, which is the template section. I mentioned where you could find your habit trackers and you could find your journal questions. This is where you're going to find them. First, I'd like to show you how you can also take different types of papers for your notes section. So for example, if you want lined paper for your notes, you'll find that there. If you want wide lined, you'll find it here. And then we have notebook paper, dot grid paper, graph paper, 3 columns, 2 columns, and a to-do list. In addition to having these that you can use within your notes section, I also have included the templates in a Google Drive folder, and this is where you're going to find all of the other templates. So let's go to that now. When you click here, access the Mom Envy Google Drive folder, this is what's going to take you to your habit trackers and your goal trackers, to your journal questions, and to your paper templates. So when you click the Google Drive folder, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to get calendar pieces. This is where you can get individual numbers that you can drag and drop or copy into your calendar. You're going to get them in multiple colors. You'll get days of the week so that you can label the days of your week. You're also going to get years, so you can copy and paste a year onto your calendar. In addition to calendar pieces, you have your journal questions that I spoke about. So this is where you're going to find a journal question that you can copy and paste into your notebook. So, for example, here's the first question. What are the biggest obstacles in the way of achieving your goal? You would copy this and paste it into your notebook and then answer it below in your reflection section. Then you have the paper style. So if you want to paste a paper style into your journal somewhere or into your notebook somewhere, you can actually copy and paste it here. It's a little hard to see because of the PNG. Then in the section where I talked about trackers, this is what you're going to be pasting in there. Now you can use any tracker you'd like, but if you want to use one of mine, inside of this folder, you're going to find a lot of different types of goal trackers. So this is your actionable step tracker. You have a tracker that looks like this. It looks like a game board. You have one that looks like a marble jar. As you can see, there's a bunch of different options. You've got a piggy bank. You have a thermometer. Use whatever type of tracker works best for the goal that you are working on. So for example, if I'm working on getting a promotion at work, I'm probably not going to use the jar tracker because that's not going to make much sense. But if I'm trying to save money to go on the trip, a vacation of some sort that I really want to go on, then this tracker would make sense because here I would put my goal amount, let's say would be $3,000. Then each one of these lines would represent a different amount of money. So then I would color it in as I go and reach each goal. And so just pick out which tracker works best for you. Again, you're just going to copy it and paste it into your digital notebook. And then that's it. You're at the end of your digital notebook. Again, if you want to go back and close your book, you just hit the house. And anytime you're not sure where to find a page, if you click the index, all of this is linked. I suggest using this index to navigate the digital notebook because I find it's a lot easier to use than just the tabs alone. First off, it's easy to get to because it's on the left side of every page. But there are some multiple pages for each section. So for example, for the inspiration section, you may forget that there's a goal vision page. You can easily see every page that's included. And when I click on it, it'll take me right to that page. And so even though you have these tabs at the top, which are great for getting to the first page of each section, I find it's a little bit easier to actually use the index to be able to find all of my individual pages. And that's it. If you have any questions, you can always send me an email for help.